Okay, before we get to Jeep stuff, last night Randy and I, my sidekick, went to the hockey game. All right, Randy and I are going down to see a hockey game.
Oh my gosh, you are not. What are you doing?
Taping. What are you talking about? You're going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping we were going to kick some Canadian butt tonight, but evidently not. Tell Jerry what time it is.
It's hockey time.
It's beer time. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that qualifies though.
Hey, that's what he was selling. Too bad we couldn't be playing some crappy Canadian team. All right, I'm drinking a Blue Moon and eating some nachos. See them? Nachos are not that great, but they're okay. Predators, huh?
They were really good. They were really good last time I had them.
It tastes like ass today.
That's the way the Predators are playing.
Yeah, the Predators are down by 2. Maybe we should have played a Canadian team, huh? Eh? They suck. So that was fun because the Predators won, but we didn't get to beat Canadians, so that's okay. So today we're going to be talking about finishing up the front end components. Today I'm going to show you how the axle seal goes in reinstalling the knuckle, and talking maybe a little bit about some frame paint, which will come up later. I'm going to talk about spray painting it and doing the whole frame, but I painted a couple of small parts just to get an idea how this paint performs, and it's sticky. But it should be pretty good as far as protection goes. So let's look at some of the Jeep stuff. It's ball joint time in Franklin, Tennessee. I received from eBay for $42 with shipping the attachments that I needed to install the kit. And you can tell from the dust on this box that somebody died. That's right. Somebody kicked a bucket, and his niece, nephew, daughter, son, some relative, maybe his wife, if she was younger, like a trophy wife, sold this thing for 40 bucks. And I was the recipient. And someday that'll happen with my stuff. It'll be sold to somebody else, unless I sell it first. But anyway, so this is the kit that I needed to install the ball joints on the YJ. It's got the different sizes. Now, I want to teach you a trick. That's one of the new ball joints. But this isn't going to be the one we install. I have a secret. I have a trick. So anyway, I was talking to my good buddy Bobby at Bobby's Automotive right here in Franklin, Tennessee. And I was telling him, hey man, he's like, how's the Jeep going? I said, well, I'm putting on ball joints. So anyway, he says, I got a trick for you when you're putting in the ball joints. I said, what's that? And he says, well, you know how, you're talking about having to heat up the axle to get him to go in. I go, yeah. And he goes, why wouldn't you go the opposite way too? And I go, what are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? And you never know. Sometimes some medications can do that. He said, here's what you do. No, I'm not getting a beer, Jerry. I'm getting a ball joint out of the freezer. That's right. Awesome tip for installing ball joints. If you'll take it and the day before, put them in the freezer. Won't damage them, but it will contract them as much as they will contract because it's below freezing. And if you've got a warmer frame, they'll drop in a lot easier than if they were hot. So I thought that was a really cool tip. So this is the ball joint we're going to put in, and it is cold. I can feel it through my gloves. It's that cold. It is cold, cold. All right, so on with the installation. So this is their correct fitting for it, and I can dang near just hammer it in. I think that cold temperature actually really helped. So it just lacks a little bit going on in the rest of the way. So let's finish up pushing it down in there. Alright, so I've used some of this chassis saver paint. It's supposed to stop rust. It's in a satin black finish. You can get it on eBay. They also sell it on their website. I will say this. This paint is not real thick, but it is sticky. So I repainted the knuckle. And I repainted the front end of the axle because I won't be able to spray paint that later. But this stuff stays wet for a long time. It is sticky, sticky, sticky. I'm going to go ahead and install my axle seals. But as you can see inside there, it's kind of it's got some rust and scale. So we're going to clean that off before we put the axle seals in. So we've got a new axle seal. Basically, they just slide in here. That says to go ahead and silicone once you cleaned it off. You're going to lay in a bead of silicone around the back side of it. And that basically glues it in place. Then it says let it dry completely before you drive it or anything. So that's cool. That's good and flush, and it's got the silicone in it. We know that it's a good seal. Now I can go ahead and put my knuckle back on. And I tell you, this is really super sticky. Because this paint takes a long time to dry. Well, we got our new ball joints on. Okay, I'm going to install my Zerks in the ball joints. When you get an aftermarket ball joint, it is greasable, where the original ones are not. Okay, now we're ready to put our knuckle on. Alright, so our knuckle is on. Now I'm going to need to put a new tie rod end here. Okay, so when I would remove this one bolt, this single bolt here, that's going to be the whole, basically the whole front steering. That'll be it. So that's it. It's all your steering components. Okay, so here's the old and the new. And you can see that there's a few parts that we're going to have to reuse over again. Right? This one you use new tie rods on both sides, but the bar you reuse. This one's replaced. This one here is replaced. But you can see on this end that connector is reused. So I'm going to take some of my new Cry oil. Aero Cry oil, which is supposed to be a super penetrant, and from Crano Labs, and we're going to spray those bolts and nuts up so we can take them apart a little bit easier for the parts that we have to reuse. So UPS just dropped off some parts. And these are my new hubs. Let me tell you something about these hubs. I bought these on eBay. It was $54 for a set for 2 of them with shipping. Of course, they came from Canada, so I don't know. It might kill me from driving on something that was made in Canada, but I'll chance it. But I checked AutoZone and they were $78 a piece locally. 78 bucks a piece. I got 2 of them for $54 shipped. So there you go. What a hose from your local AutoZone. Thank you. Here's the other stuff that UPS dropped off. It's a set of premium brake shoes. This is all replacement hardware for the rear brakes. Springs, the return kit. I think I overbought those, but they were like $6 a piece. Ceramic brake pads, because you want to use ceramics because they don't leave a bunch of black crap all over your wheels. And they come in a really pretty box. And then slotted rotors. And all these parts with shipping was 110 bucks. You believe that? Hell of a deal. The only thing that I will have to do with the existing brakes pretty much is take the drums off and go take them down to Bobby's Automotive here in Franklin, Tennessee, and he will turn those for me, and then it'll be a complete new front brake system. The calipers are already new. So that's all that I'm going to do today. It's my son's 18th birthday, and we're going to go out to dinner. So I got a split, have me a beer, not a PBR. We're going to eat at Carrabba's, have some Italian food. But tomorrow I'm hoping that it's sunny enough where I can finish up putting on the front end components. We're going to go through tie rod installation, things like that. And I'll take apart the other side with the ball joints with my new kit that makes it easier to take the pieces off. But that's it for today. Keep turning the wrenches.